Hey guys, just noticed my camera's got some yuckies on it. Oh, that's way better. Way better. You should clean my glasses at the same time. I'm here all by myself. Hey, Lauren P, what up? Lauren P's like, heck yeah, we needed this. I agree. Now I just need to find some glasses that don't have scratches on them so I can see. Dun, dun. What's up, Tamara? Chris Rice, what's up? All right, let's get this on, baby. There we go. Girl-Me's live. See how much of a delay it is. It's instant. It's instant. All right. Get your shit together, Chrome. We should be able to do all this setup stuff before we go live instead of doing it after you're live. Doesn't make any sense. All right, now we're good. Kevin D, how you doing? So how am I doing? I've been busy, yo. And it took Amanda messaging me saying, hey, Chrome, we should probably do a live. We're going through some Vancity Vanlife withdrawals over here. Maybe you should go live because it's been 14, 15, 16, 17, 3 days. There won't be a video tomorrow. That would have been 4 days. If I film tomorrow, yeah, it's been a minute. Chrome, will you install a snorkel on the Sprinter? I think they look cool, but the practicality behind it, I don't see myself drowning that Sprinter enough that a snorkel is needed. I think putting one on there because it looks cool, yeah, but shoving it down a creek is something I've never done with this van, and I don't see myself doing it in the Sprinter either. It's cool though. LS watching from my E350 in Arizona. Thanks to Starlink. Hey everyone, what's up, LS? That's pretty cool. Broadcasting live from inside of a Ford E250. Not on Starlink though. Hey Chrome, what kind of tires are you putting on the Sprinter? I am not sure about that one. So Owl Vans make a really cool set of rims for the Sprinter, and I like the rims that they have because there's actually two valves on it. So you have your standard valve that you use to fill up the air, and then it's got a air down dump valve on it. So I can put my pressure gauge on one and read the pressure, and then open the dump valve, and it goes and just pours air out of it, which would make airing down so much faster. Where on my van, I got to connect the AirB thing, twist a little valve, pull the pin out of my, you know when you take your cap off your tire, like your bike or your vehicle tire, you see that little pin in there? Well, the AirB one screws on there, removes the pin, sketchy, dumps the air out, then you screw the thing and it puts the pin back in your tire. Where this one would leave that completely alone and just allow you to open up another valve and pour air out. So I'm looking at the Owl Vans rims. As for tires, I am not too sure. Holy crap. Kim Jones, thank you so much for the coffee and the super chat. That your generosity is super, super appreciated. And the Great Spoon gifted 20 YouTube memberships. Look at you guys giving out all the love. That was given out to Tom. Wicked. Hope you're doing good there, Tom. A cool cucumber. Dina Butts. Jason, BK. Sorry, guys. You keep hearing someone outside. BK Racer, Tamara. Lots of them, you guys. Thank you so much for giving out the super chats. That's super rad. Sorry, the YouTube memberships. That was super cool of you. Canadian Rockies Explorers Chrome, you should have gotten air horns like the semi-trucks. There's still room for that. Still room. There's so much room underneath that hood of that thing. Lots. Like I could put 2 giant train horns underneath that thing. This is the first time I've ever seen inside of an engine bay on anything that has that much room in there. It is crazy. Cruzy is on the floor by my feet. He's right there. Easy, Cruzy. Hey, buddy. People are asking about you, bro. He's underneath my drawer, hanging out by the heater. The heater is on. It's pretty chilly in here. Did I get the horns to work? Yes, it was a me problem. It wasn't a parts problem. It was a me problem. So yes, I ended up fixing the horns. I didn't film it, but I did fix it. That was nothing to do with wrong parts. It was me on how I installed it. Should have read the instructions. I watched the video, but they actually had legit instructions that came with it. So I watched the video online and it didn't quite show me what I needed, but the instructions I had on paper had every single step, and it was my fault. Relevant traveler, heated floors, yes or no? I'm still right in the middle. We'll see. Get Cruzy a doggy window for the second floor of the shop. Honestly, I was upstairs the other day and the door was wide open and the view of the shop up there was cool. I'm thinking about maybe, if I can find the right one, maybe putting a gate across there so you can leave it open. Because I'm thinking like, you know, if the vibe is good in there and upstairs on a day, you just want to open up and make the room feel bigger. Like Amanda's up there making shirts and she just wants to open up the space a bit, that she could just roll the door up, slide the gate across, lock the gate, and then use the whole upstairs as, I don't know, it just felt really cool. Roderick just gifted 1 YouTube membership and it was gifted out to CC and C. Lauren P just threw down some memberships too. That was getting over to Mark, Josh, Junkyard Dog, Mark, and Sarah. Welcome to YouTube memberships. Robert says, are you thinking about hooking up a second gas tank in your Sprinter? The fun thing about the Mercedes is they actually make a very extended fuel tank. And you just take your fuel tank in it now, get rid of it, drop the new fuel tank in, and it'll read as if it was, you know, on your dash, it'll read as full and stuff like that. So they have a pretty cool kit for doing an extended fuel tank. And I mean, they are a little bit pricier because anytime you have the Mercedes brand attached to it and you end up doing, you know, aftermarket upgrades, people always slap the Mercedes, let's make this 30% more price tag on it. Somebody asked me about memberships. Someone said memberships, question mark. So yeah, on YouTube, there's a little join button below the video. That goes to YouTube memberships where I post pictures. So over all the days that you haven't been seeing me post videos on here, I post pictures on YouTube memberships. So they get to see what I'm doing, kind of what's going on. So when you see them, people gifting memberships, that's people gifting YouTube memberships so people can come over and see what's going on. And if you look at anybody in the comment section that has a little white square beside it, it's hard to read, but it says, "What's up, weirdos," in the square. Those people are some of my YouTube members that are in my live stream. So you get little kind of recognition in a live stream to see who my members are. And there's quite a few members in here. pretty cool. And who gets gifted memberships in these live streams is based on people's activity on my channel. So if you're like super active in the live stream or super active in the comments, or you watch a lot of my videos, when someone gifts memberships on here, YouTube chooses those people to give it to. It's pretty cool. Annette says, can't wait to see how your van turns out. Me too, man. I'm stoked. How's the horn honking? It works. I got it done. It works. So something I did on my channel recently that was kind of messed up. Shouldn't say messed up. I went through all the blocked words I have on Vancity Vanlife, all the blocked people I have on Vancity Vanlife, even did some stuff in the moderators. I took all the blocked words, gone. Blocked words out of here. So now it's a free-for-all in my comments. Y'all can say whatever you want. There's no blocked words. So, and I took all the people that were blocked. See ya. All of them are unblocked. It's a free-for-all now. I just said, you know what? I got tired of people whining and complaining that I was monitoring the narrative in the comments, and I'm not. I was just trying to keep out the drama. So I decided one day, screw it. Now my channel is wide open. People can say whatever the heck they want. Have some fun in the comments. And then I took my moderators and I ripped all my moderators out because I'm like, I don't really need any moderators anymore. Now I only have a couple. That's it. For, you know what? The comment section wants to fight. Let them fight. I'm tired of being that policeman down there trying to keep things positive for everybody, because it just takes up too much time for not only me but everybody else. So I figured let's let the rumble begin. But it does take a lot of work. Yeah. Is that USMC? Yeah, 100%. You said that exactly right. F the haters. You don't need to babysit. 100%. Like, another way to put it is like you felt like the comment section was the toilet of my YouTube business, and you know, my moderators and me down there trying to clean up the toilet all the time. Every time someone wanted to wipe shit on the walls, I just got done with it. I'm like, screw it. If y'all want to wipe shit on the walls, have some fun. Good luck. I think those vans, like your new ones, look like a beast compared to a lot of the vans. They do. Like, huge. They're so big. Like, when I park beside another van, it makes their van look so tiny nowadays. Even when I park that Mercedes beside this van, it makes this van look small. This is a big van. This van makes a statement on the road. But when you see it beside that thing, this thing looks like it's pretty small. Code Brown in the comment section. Yeah, bring your toilet paper to the comment section, guys, because it's probably going to be pretty shitty in there. Where's the Let's Go t-shirts? We haven't designed one. Scott says, I can't believe you made that switch. If you're talking about making it to the Mercedes, it was a tough decision, that one, because there's so much stuff out there, but there's only 3 options for a manufactured high top. What I mean manufactured, mean it's a high top from the factory, not putting in a secondary fiberglass one, which can leak. Not buying a manufactured one. We had 3 options. You got Ford Transit, Mercedes Sprinter, and ProMaster. And out of all the research I did, the Sprinter just came out on top, so that ended up being the choice. I missed a super chat here. Penny, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. And JP Hanks gifted 5 memberships. They went to Justin, JP on the road, Lowly's off-road. What's up, bro? I didn't see you in the stream. Steve and Roland Steady. Oh, call me corrected. CCC just said, any thoughts on the Nissan Envy? I forgot they even still make that. I remember seeing that Envy years ago, but it wasn't something I see on the road a lot, so I never thought about the Envy. The Envies are just too small. For what I needed out of my next home, the Envy is just a regular size cargo van. It would probably be the same size back here, except for a bit taller. And I wanted something bigger for my next home, something I could move around in and get my steps when I walk to the front and the back of it, instead of being 1 step forward, 1 step back. At least that one's probably 6 steps forward, 6 steps back. So yeah, the Envy, I was never a fan of the look of the Envy, but that's appearance on the vehicle is all personal preference anyway. But I never liked the whole truck van look. I always thought it'd be kind of weird. Kevin's like, bust out the tequila. It's a good idea. Patty Evans says, you're going to love this. You're going to love your Sprinter. I have one that's built out into a Class C. Wicked. Class C Mercedes would be awesome. Lisa Z says the Envy is cute but smaller, if that's what you're talking about. Why not get an RV? Getting an RV, the answer is pretty simple on the RV. Maybe unless it's a Class B RV, which is just a wider version of a standard regular van and a little taller. Be no different than getting a Mercedes, still in that size realm. But why not get one is just for maneuverability. I mean, yes, the Sprinter is bigger and going to be more cumbersome than this van in the backcountry, but getting an RV means very limited access out there. Like, I would have to stick to Forest Service roads to get in anywhere, versus like there's some camp spots even right off the Forest Service road out here that you couldn't get a full-size RV in. Like, to drive a Class C out there, it's going to hold you back a little bit. Sure, I could still go down the Forest Service roads, throw a Welltech Designs lift kit in it. We can do that at the Van Toy Shop, but it's just it's cumbersome, you know, and I don't want to be dumping gray tanks and stuff like that all the time. It's cumbersome. I think van life and RV life is a huge difference. I think van life has it very easy because we can park anywhere. We can go into any parking lot anywhere. We don't break parking bylaws, parking in town, because our vehicles are within legal parking limits to park in a town, where an RV breaks just about every town I've ever traveled in. Maybe some of the remote towns don't have this law, but most towns have a size limit on how long and how wide your vehicle is to be able to park on a public city road. And RVs break all of those bylaws. So it limits you a lot. But that's why. Tom says in Canada. So yeah, that might vary where you live for sure. But I know up here we have a size limit on how big you're allowed to park in a city street. Because if you were to be in a city, park an RV, you'd be blocking part of that lane on that one side. So I'm not sure what the laws are where you are, but I know in Canada that's a standard. Where's your sweet dog Cruzy? He's actually right at my feet in front of the heater sleeping. You hear him snoring? When am I going to put wheels on it? I think I'm going to wait to do rims and tires on that thing until after the lift kit goes, after the build goes in, because I can't lift the Mercedes until the build goes in, because we need to know the weight of the build in the back. So once it's built and all the batteries and the fridges and stuff like that are all put into it, then we have a weight, because like once it's loaded, the back's going to start to sag. That's where when we'll know is how much of a lift we need, what the weight of the leaf springs are that we need to put in the back. That way we can, lift it up. And Lauren P, get off my case. Bump out paint appointment? Not yet. I still have to phone around. It's been on my to-do list forever, and I've lost my to-do list. I seem to lose it every day. Ask Amanda. She's got lots of things she's been asking me to do, and I haven't done them. A lot of things on the website that need to be done, and I haven't done it either. I'm like, yeah, I'll throw it on my list. My list doesn't exist. It's right here. Amanda's like, you're losing it on purpose. Maybe. Has your new bumpers come in? That's heavy too. So yeah, so that's what I mean. Like on the Mercedes, before the lift kit goes in, everything will be kitted out. Interior, batteries, exterior, like the spare tire carrier on the back, the side steps, the front bumpers, the back bumpers, everything will be put on before the suspension kit goes on the Mercedes. That'll be probably one of the last things we do, is suspension and tires. Someone, so Photo Doodoo says, why drive yourself nuts on another build? You're doing awesome on it. I'm not sure what you mean by drive myself nuts. Patricia says, my friend Jerry just ordered stickers and a t-shirt, Chrome. Awesome. So if anybody's ordered shirts in the last little while, I deeply apologize. Amanda hasn't been in, and it's been up to me to make the shirts. And I think there's orders in there from over a week ago. I haven't had time to be up there making shirts. So for anybody that has orders that are sitting there for like a week and waiting to be shipped out, I will throw in a pile of extra stickers for you guys. This is my apology. How's Jeffy Bear? I don't know. I think he's doing okay. I haven't talked to him. I guess he messaged me about a week and some ago. But he has his own channel if you guys want to keep up to date with him. He's been posting on there. Emerson, this has just got a shirt for my birthday. Wicked. Airlift on the rear is a must. I will not be putting air. Doing air is just a band-aid on anything. Doing air on a Ford Econoline is just a band-aid. Like you gotta just fix the suspension, fix the base problem, because that's what happens. That people do. They get something and they throw sumo springs at it. They get something and they throw something else at it. You know what I mean? It's just a band-aid for the actual problem. Is the vehicle doesn't have the suspension to hold the weight of your vehicle. So you just gotta back up, go to the basics, rip those suspension parts out, and replace them with something that can handle the new weight of your vehicle. Because when you're building a van out, your van is spec'd to what its rate capacity is for. So you say you have a van that's rated for 3,000 pounds of cargo capacity, and you throw the 3,000 pounds in. Over time, those things are going to start to wear heavy, and they're going to start to sag. So that's where you add your aftermarket parts that are properly weighted for your vehicle. Oh, missed a super chat. BK Racer, will you be carrying parts for Ford Transits? Will you be carrying parts for Ford Transit Extended? I just got mine a couple of months ago. I'm on step. Oh, I gotta move this over. I'm on the same step you're in with insulation and sound dampening. That's the first step. Yeah, we have lots of stuff for Ford Transits. I don't know what you need specifically, but if you need anything specific, just email me at chrome@vantoys.com and we'll see if we can source it out for you. But yeah, I mean, pretty much everything we have in our store right now is, you know, good for both sides of it. But we do also at Van Toys have suspension kits for the Ford Transits. Yes, we do. But yeah, so in due time, we will start releasing custom things like bumpers and ladders and stuff for new vehicles as we go on. Right now, we're focusing on the cargo van, the basic cargo van, on the Fords and the Chevys first, before we get into the other ones. Because the low roof cargo van people need some love too. Would you ever consider 4x4 on a van? Of course. But I honestly think that a two-wheel drive lift kit in a two-wheel drive van will get you just about as many places as a 4x4 van would at a fraction of the cost. Like if I wanted a 4x4 on this van, I would have just did it already. I had the option to do it, but my two-wheel drive gets me everywhere, so I don't see the need to spend 15 grand more than what this lift kit cost me. Doing a 4x4 conversion in Canada is like 25,000 bucks. When you can get a full Well-Tech kit done here at the Van Toy shop with all the goodies attached to it, steering stabilizer and all that other fun stuff, for probably under 10K. You know, that's 15 grand less for just as much fun. That sounded like an ad. But it's true though. That's what I find. Like you got to think about what do you have the budget to do a 4x4 kit? I personally don't. I don't. Diana, thank you so much for that. Night, almost morning here, so I need to get some sleep. Thanks for coming into the live stream and thanks for the super chat. Am I going to do any cool van art on the Sprinter? Some OG tagging? Probably not. I am going to keep that thing super sexy. And here, I found this one on, excuse me, guys. I found this one online the other day in a yellow. I'm not doing a yellow, I'm keeping mine blue. But I just think it looks super sick. I would love mine to be like that, but in blue, all kitted out. That is super slick looking. With the I mean, this one's got too much stuff on the back. Like I'm not putting a bike and stuff back there or all those ladders and stuff on there. But I just like I like the front shot of it. It's kind of like what I want to do with mine. Do a really rad roof rack system on it. I think that's the actual front bumper I'm getting. I'm not sure. I can't see the logo on it. But yeah, but I like how they did the Line-X stuff all across here, Line-X all across the bottom with the texture. Okay, someone just asked me, on the Van Toys channel, there is an old school Econoline van that's badass. Is there a sticker for that? What old school Ford Econoline were you talking about? I'm not sure which one you were talking about on the Van Toys channel. There's only been 2 vehicles on the Van Toys channel. What am I thinking? Drawing a blank here. There was a regular Ford Econoline like this one that was on it the other day, and before that, in the background would have been my my ambulance. James says Daryl seems cool. He is pretty cool. BK Racers is probably the one next to the Mercedes. Yeah, that's my Ford Econoline ambulance, and it's the 2003. And no, we don't have any stickers of the ambulance. Slide out solar panels on the roof to double your solar charging. So here's my view on solar charging. Because of the location that I'm in the areas that I find myself mostly traveling, solar is really crappy here in Canada. We do not have like great solar. Like if I was down in the USA, you know, if I spent my winters in like Quartzsite or Arizona where there's tons of sunshine, sure, ramping my solar up would be great. But right now I do good with 300 watts of solar on here. And on the Sprinter, I probably should be able to fit 600. That's twice the solar that I'm getting now. So if this does me okay now, doubling it's going to be even better. But here in Canada, I drive so much. My driving is what provides me with the solar that I need in my vehicle. So if I can just continue to keep driving, then I'm going to get a lot of Did I say solar? Charging in my vehicle. So I don't really know if I want to go to the extreme of like having flat out solar panels. I don't see that being as useful here in Canada. I mean, maybe it would. Maybe it would. But I drive enough that I don't really, honestly, I could survive without even having solar on my roof at all. And that's true. So even if you take a look at another Canadian YouTuber, Foresty Forest, Simon doesn't have solar on his roof whatsoever, for the reason that, we just don't have the solar production here. And if you drive around in your vehicle enough, your alternator should be enough to charge your home. Someone else who doesn't have solar, who's been in her van for years, Emmy. Emmy has no solar. Sure, some days she has to take off and go drive for a few hours just to get some just to get some charging in the back. But yeah, it's a common thing here in Canada. I see a lot of vehicle dwellers that don't do solar. But 600 watts of solar up on the roof should be fine. See, WD said it right there. And this is what some people don't really realize. That Foresty Forest has to drive to cook dinner. And that's true. Sometimes you'll hear Simon in a video going, I really wanted to cook this tonight, but I didn't have enough battery power. Or, hey, I planned on making this tonight, so I had to drive for 4 or 5 hours to get enough juice in here so I could cook on my induction cooktop tonight. You know what I mean? Those are things you got to think about when there's no solar production or using high power items. But it's true though. But that comes down to using a high power electrical item in a van with a small battery bank. I don't think he has a huge amount of power in his vehicle. I'm really not sure what he's got. What about the hood solar panels on the Mercedes? That is so cool. I really like that idea, and I might do it. So they make these little solar panels that fit the shape of the hood, your hood of your vehicle. You stick them on your hood, and it trickle charges your battery. So your battery, if you're sitting for a couple of days, never goes dead. That the solar will keep your starter battery charged up, which I think is pretty sweet. Lisa Z says he can cook on his wood stove. Yeah, but there's some things you just can't do on a wood stove that you can do with an induction cooktop or a crock pot. Michael says the old school van that's badass. It's a drawing. You see it in a T, or is it a sticker? I'm not sure what you're talking about. The old school van that's badass. It's a drawing. Is it a t-shirt or a sticker? I'm not sure what you're talking about. I don't have any. The only vans I have on a sticker are mostly mine. I don't have anything. Did I show it in a live stream last time? Or a video? Maybe I showed it in a video. Maybe I showed you one of the diagrams on my phone, because I have some badass shit on my phone that's going up on the Van Toy store probably in the next month. Oh, so Amanda just texted me and says that he means the badass van image at the end of my Van Toys videos. That makes more sense. So this one here. So this is coming out on a shirt on the Van Toys channel and store. That's a really rad one. Where is it here? This one. This is so cool. That'll be the back of the shirt. 100% pure badassery. Van Toys Overland gear. And then on the front pocket will be just the van. So it'll be just the van here on the front pocket, and then that big, huge colored image on the back. So that'll be on. I'm actually going to start, for those who have been asking, I'm actually going to start putting, thanks for the super chat, by the way. I'm actually going to start putting the Van Toys merchandise on my Van Toys store, at least some of the fun ones anyway. Because the way my websites work over there is if you're international, you can't buy from them because we have no products that are available internationally. So I might put those people that, because there are always people from my channel that want to buy it, I might put some of that fun stuff on my Vancity Vanlife store. So just wait for that. We're doing a full big redesign of merchandise and stuff like that coming up. So just be patient with that. My daughter said you need that and a sticker. They're already on their way. Stickers have already been ordered. Be a t-shirt and a sticker. Should put Cruz on the front of that shirt design. We actually have 2 Cruz shirts coming out. It's been a while since Cruzy has had his own shirt. I don't think we've never print. Oh yeah, well we printed the Time to Bug Out. Workshop Studio, what's up, man? Is that Julio or Julio? Looking forward to your Sprinter build. Me too. On the note of that, I wish I had a mass amount of people around me, like piles of friends that I can just invite like 5, 6 people over and we could build this whole thing out. But I don't got that. So it would honestly, like, we could get that van knocked out in 2 months. No problem. If I had the team here. I don't have the team here. My dream team is in Toronto, Ontario, or Hamilton, Ontario. So I don't have that around me. So if I did, we'd be able to do all this stuff like right now. But budget is one. I'm doing things as I can right now because I'm really stretched out financially. Really stretched out. So having a little bit of a slower build at the start is good for me. Definitely good. We're making some progress in there though. Next stage for me is I got to get those bump outs painted. I'll get on that tomorrow. That's funny that I said tomorrow. I've been saying that forever. But yeah, it's coming, guys. It's coming. But I really wish I had a team around me. We could just knock this bad boy out. So I do have some help. John at J5 Custom Vans is going to help me do the walls and the ceiling and frame it all out and stuff like that. So that'll be awesome. And John will also do the floors and stuff with me if I don't do heated floors first. We'll see. Oh, I seen Bruce in here. Where does Kama go? Bruce Vanlife Jr. said, hey, bro, there's 6 of us parked all together now. Say the word and I'll bring the town. That's hilarious. Bruce Vanlife Jr.'s got a rolling squatter city. I love it. Brian from Boise, do you know about the new device Blue? Eddie has made that plugs in your 12 volt. Shows the voltage. No, sorry, I'm just reading your message. I have no idea what you're talking. I've never seen that. I've never seen it. Because, you know, I'm not sure what that is. Hold on. Eddie has made that plugs into your 12 volt outlet that jumps up the voltage from that device to charge your batteries 4 times faster and makes solar unnecessary. So for us, what we do is we just put a bigger charge controller from the alternator or a higher output alternator with a bigger charge controller to bring back more amperage and stuff from the alternator. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see how that would increase the amperage that's already coming in. Unless that's what you're talking about as a DC to DC charge controller with a high amperage output. So in my van, we have 60 amps coming back from the alternator. If I had a bigger alternator, I could up the amperage. But that also can make a flip difference, because if your battery can't take that kind of amperage, you could damage your batteries too, because your batteries themselves can only take so much amperage before you're going to start frying out your battery. You know what I mean? So if that took my 60 amps and changed it to 4 times 60 amps, I'd fry my batteries in my van because they can't take that kind of charge amperage. Someone said that they should email hashtag bump outs to me every day. I know I got to do it. It's coming. Where's Lowleys? He's in the comments here somewhere. At least I think he is. What happened to my ambulance? I am not doing anything with the ambulance right now. It's sitting in the shop. What happened to my ambo? Nothing. It's just sitting there collecting dust like it has for the last 3 years. It's my dust collector. Everybody's got to collect something. I collect dust, and I like to collect it on my ambulance. Travel Dreamer. Rocking my merch. Great designs. Thanks. Super cool. Glad you're liking the merch. Tony said, did you think about three-way switches in the new van? I'm not sure you mean by three-way switches. Have you ever had fried shrimp? Yeah? Pretty sure most people have had fried shrimp sometime in their life. You put shrimp in a frying pan. At least that's how I cook it. Have you decided on a spot for the Stars dinner bowl? No, I haven't thought about that part yet. Probably just going to be up front on the side of the kitchen. I know Andy's made some really rad van builds where you pull out like a bottom drawer and it contains the animal's food dish, which is a pretty sweet idea. Maybe I'll get Andy to do that in the bottom of one of the cabinets. You know what I mean? Pull it out, it locks out, and Cruz's water dish just stays in there. Three-way switch, you can turn them off from the front. Oh, yeah, okay. So I have some three-way switches in my shop where you can turn it on from here or over there. It's the same thing. Honestly, I don't think I need to do that in the Mercedes because if you can't reach over here and then reach over there, it's kind of a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I could see in some ways sometimes. I think maybe doing like a three-way switch for exterior lighting, I think it might be kind of cool because if I have a window here and I want to see what's outside, if I can flick my switch, turn on all my outside lights that I can see out the window. That I think I like the idea of doing a three-way switch on. But for doing like home switches, if I'm too lazy to stand up and walk 2 feet to the other side of my whole house to hit a light switch, you know what I mean? You ever going back to my hair dye? Maybe. Should I do that? Dye it all? Maybe dye all this stuff and let my hair stay gray? I used to dye my hair so much. Uh-oh. I have a package that requires customs clearance. I owe $25. Well, damn it. Yep. And it stopped at customs because it needs no dye, someone says. I'd obviously do it as a joke. I wouldn't do it on purpose. You look like a clown with your hair dye. Sorry. Oh, it was a long time ago. Calm your titties. It was a long time ago. I got stopped dyeing my hair like 6 years ago. I should dye my hair blue. Wicked. And if I want to dye my hair to look like a clown, then so freaking be it. Dye your hair blue to match your van. I'm not going to dye my hair. It was a joke. Someone made it in the comments. Calm everybody's boobies down. Chill out. I'm not dyeing my hair. I like my gray hair. Makes me feel distinguished. Have I decided on a van layout yet? No. Well, no. I kind of have a rough idea on where I want things, so we've gone that far anymore. We've gone that far anyway. At least I've kind of roughly figured out where things, like where my kitchen's going to be, where my sink's going to be, where my fold-down shower's going to be, where my bed's going to be, roughly where I want my DJ gear. So I kind of have an idea anyway. It's getting closer. Yeah, Tony, I just answered that question. A three-way switch is two switches that control the same light. Yeah, that's what I said. I said the only time I would ever want a three-way switch in a van is for my outside lights. So when I'm in bed and I need to see something quick outside, I don't got to wake up, run across the home to turn on my outside lights to see out this window. Because sometimes at night you hear something outside your van, and turning on your lights is a quick way to spook anyone. They come by, boom, all the lights come on, and it allows me to see what's going on. In the Sprinter will be two side windows, so it'll be able to allow me to see out my foot side of my bed or my head side of my bed. That's the only way I think I would need a two-way switch. Is Rainer and his wife still in business? No. So Ray Outfitted has shut down their shop. I sent them 2 messages for around Christmas time. I haven't heard a response back from them. I was just curious if they went back to doing mobile work back, because that's how they started. They started doing work by towing a trailer behind their Mercedes and doing work on the road. So I tried to message them to find out if they're doing that. She didn't respond. Maybe they don't love me anymore. Should do hair dye to match the Canadian flag. Red and white. This is close to white now. It's gone bad over the years. Darren K, thanks for the super chat. Do these tariffs hurt business? Just wondering if I made a purchase from you guys. So if you are in the USA and you're purchasing from Van Toys, 90% of the product on the Van Toys store gets shipped from the USA to you guys, so it doesn't cross the border. There's some things that we have at our shop here, like our Julka products. Those cross the border. You're probably going to get nailed for a tariff. Our off-road lighting we carry, you're probably going to get nailed with a tariff because they're obviously made in China. It's electrical. But buying SOK batteries from me, they get shipped from SOK directly in the USA, so none of that stuff. So most of the stuff we have, if you're buying winches and recovery gear and awnings and stuff like that, it doesn't cross the border. It gets shipped from the US. So, yeah, you're pretty clear on most of the stuff that's on our store with no tariff right now. Because, yeah, so that's how we worked our American side. That's why we split our store apart. So now we have a Canadian and an American side. So if you're in the USA, it sends you to the .com. If you're in Canada, it sends you to the .ca. It should just redirect you to the country that you're in. Chrome, anyone that's a sub of yours doesn't care about tariffs. Okay. I'll shut up then. Yes, sir. Oh my God, Aaron, that's hilarious. I shot the tariff, but not the deputy. That's hilarious. Ordered my Keep It Real sweatshirt around the 1st, and I got it last Friday or so. Thank you so much, Chrome. I love it. That's wicked, Mike. You should install a smoke detector in my van. You can come over and install a smoke detector in my van. I don't have a smoke detector in here. I figured that if this thing's on fire, I'm gonna know it. It's not like it's a big home where you could have a fire in the next room. I'm pretty sure if something happened right here, I'm gonna know. When are you and Cruz getting froze? Afros? Are we still talking about hair here? Install cameras. The Mercedes will have a full, like the Mercedes system on the inside will be more like a smart home. So there will be cameras. There'll be a way for me to read the temperature of the vehicle when I'm away from the vehicle. It'll have permanent Starlink up on the roof, so it'll always be connected to Wi-Fi. So if I'm, you know, out for a beer somewhere and I want to check on Cruz, I can just look at my camera and see Cruz, right? So I'll be able to see the inside. A couple cameras inside so we can see the entrance door. So if someone breaks in, I got your face. Be a camera in the front so I can see both the doors. Obviously a camera in the back here so we can see Cruzy if he's ever lying there. I want to be able to see the temperature, whether it's in an app or something that reads the temperature in my home inside the van or something like that, so I can kind of keep an eye on what the temperature is. So if I'm ever out for beers with Cruz and the sun comes out and it gets a bit hot, I can go, oh, it's still only 18 of the van. Cruzy's good to go. But yeah, I wouldn't mind creating a bit of a smart system inside there, including exterior cameras as well, so we have full view. So when I'm inside the van and I can hear something up there, I can kick on my lights to scare them away and I can see them on camera as well. You know, it's going to be fun to have some options on that thing. Am I planning to frame the inside of the Mercedes in 80/20 aluminum? No. We're going to frame that thing in wood, whatever kind of wood J5 uses to do the framing. But yeah, we're going to frame it in wood. Am I putting a lift on the Sprinter? Hell yes, we are. Someone says we have both a smoke and CO2 detector. Those are cool to have together. Honestly, here's what I think. Maybe I should be the one to invent this. I think, forget the CO2 part. Forget all that part. I think the most important thing a van needs is an oxygen sensor. Full on. 100%. More than all those other things. I think there needs to be an oxygen sensor inside of a vehicle, especially if someone's running propane, like as a heat source. Because, you know, might not be a thing nowadays because everybody's running diesel heaters and gasoline heaters, like the air ones like I have in my van. But back when I started my van life and most people were using propane heaters, that was the number one worst part. It wasn't what was off-gassing off the heater. It was that the heater was using the oxygen in this small space to stay lit. So having an oxygen sensor, which means when the oxygen gets thin in the vehicle, alarm goes off, says, wake up, bro, you're going to die. You know? Like there's more, in a propane heat source, I think there's more chance of you dying from low oxygen than it is from CO2. 100%. Guarantee you in those scenarios too, if you die in a van with propane heat and they did an autopsy, they probably found that you died of suffocation and not CO2 poisoning. You know, like carbon monoxide poisoning or whatever that stuff's called. Pillar brackets are available. They will be soon. Daryl was in working in my shop today, and he's just got some final touches to do on a few things. So hopefully within a month, the brackets will be on the store. Subwoofers too. Yeah, you need a CO2 sensor, and then you need a smoke detector, and definitely subwoofers. All those things are necessary for survival to be safe in a vehicle. I prioritize the subwoofer one first. One step at a time. I've only been in van life 7 years. I got lots of time to put in a CO2 sensor. I got the subwoofers though. We're good. Kyle says Daryl is so awesome. It's awesome to see a pro mechanic work. Yeah, he's amazing. No more Starlink in Canada. That's not true. Devin said carbon monoxide is important for burning fuel for heat. Like I said, if you have an open flame inside of your vehicle, you're probably going to die from lack of oxygen before you die from carbon monoxide. I lived in my van for 2 years with a propane heater, and I never died of carbon monoxide poisoning. But there's been days where, you know, you probably could have died from lack of oxygen. Like, I think that's more of the killer. I have watched people, there's a video I watched with a YouTuber, he's not making videos anymore. He put a buddy heater in the back of his truck camper, put cameras on it, ran carbon monoxide sensors, heated the crap out of that thing. The carbon monoxide alarm didn't go off at all, but everything inside of that thing was so freaking warm that he was like, there's nothing that's going to trigger this carbon monoxide alarm. Nothing. Or carbon dioxide, whatever that stuff is. I don't even know. You guys get the point. But nothing triggered that sensor at all. And it burned closed in there for like, I don't know, like, I can't remember how long he had it in there. It was a very long test. He had to stop the test because he was worried about things inside of his camper melting. It was insane. He kept filming it through the window all the time. And then he took the sensors, like, maybe it's broken, took it outside, put it by the exhaust pipe, went off instantly. So I think there's a more chance of you dying from lack of oxygen than that's carbon stuff. It's my opinion. Because I lived into my van 2 years with a propane heater. And I had a carbon, whatever thing that's called, in my van at that time. I don't have it now because I don't have a propane heater, so I don't worry about it. And when I cook with propane here, my roof vent's usually on, or my door's open, or this window's open, so I don't worry too much about it. Carbon monoxide, thank you. Maria said, did you ever have time to take a look at the link I sent you by email? Maria, I get so many emails. I quite often don't even get the chance to go through them, and then they get buried. Like, I'll go in there and I'll look through a couple, and then I get too busy, put my phone down. By the time I get there at the end of the day, there's 40 more, and I go a chance to get through a couple, and then put my phone down, and then there's 10 more. They just keep getting buried. I have a hard time going through emails. All this education in here. And plants turn it into dioxide. Thank you. Oh, I missed a super chat. Michael asks, do you have lift kits for Jeeps? No, we don't do anything to do with Jeeps. At some point, we might get into doing some pickup truck stuff, but right now we're focusing on lift kits for the Ford Econolines, Mercedes, and the Transits. Those are the only ones. Two of them right now as our main focus would be the Ford Econoline, Chevy Express, Ford Transit. Mercedes is coming. But we're going to focus on the van stuff before we start focusing on anything else. Excuse me. I drank that too fast. Thank you guys for all the science education. Someone's talking insulation in here. Liao says, when you get your van built, come across Canada to New Brunswick. I'm actually going to be on the east coast of Canada probably this year before my van is built. So I might be doing a series of videos with Karma Camper Van. So I'm going to drive my van to Andy's shop, drop it off at Andy's, and then I'm going to take off for a little while, probably in a Karma Camper Van for 4 or 5 weeks or so, go to the East Coast, which means I will be coming through New Brunswick. So I'm going to go out and do some East Coast travels until Andy has some time to get my van build done. So I'm just going to drop it off there, then take one of their beautifully converted camper vans to the East Coast for probably a month. So I will be coming out that way. And yes, we will be doing lots of meetups on that trip. It'd be awesome to kind of make that a focus, like, and hit all the bigger places and do a meetup. Like maybe do a meetup in Halifax, one in New Brunswick, Maybe one in Quebec, maybe. The last time I did a meetup in Quebec, one person showed up. That was 5 years ago. I think I did that one. One person showed up 6 years ago. My channel was small back then. I think I was only getting like 5,000 views on a video back then. But yeah, we're definitely going to do more meetups. I'll probably do a meetup in Ontario before I leave. Come to New York and stay with us. If I do a meetup in Toronto, you can come over and see me. Sming, $10 on the super chat. Much love from Washington State. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. What's my favorite donut? The one that's in my hand. Stefan says, Ontario, you say? I'm there, brother. Wicked. The last time we did a gathering in Ontario, I don't know if do you guys ever see that video? I wish I did my live streams on like a software where I could like load up a video and play it for you guys. Man, the meetup we did in Ontario 2 years ago was psycho. Let me find it. We'll play it for you. I think we had, according to the brewery where we had it, the brewery said we had over 200 people there. We filled the whole back parking lot with about 100 vans. And then we filled half the front of their parking lot because you could only go out back if you had a camper van. And then out front, she said we filled half the front of the parking lot. And when I asked her if we could do a gathering there, she was like, sure, how many people are you expecting? I'm like, I don't know, maybe 30, maybe 40 at most. Over 200 people. It was awesome. Let me find it here. Can't remember what I called that video. Damn it, what I call that video? Brewery meetup? Anybody know what I called that video? Here we go. 2 years ago.
Before we leave Ontario, Canada, we thought we would squeeze in one more subscriber gathering. And this one turned out to be the largest gathering I have ever had. I gave everybody maybe a week's notice, and holy cow, did we ever fill out this back parking lot. When I talked to Quails, they said, sure, Chrome, you can take the back side of it, no problem. We got lots of parking. I figured maybe, 20 vans. Nope, in total, we probably had over 100 vans show up. So today, little piece of the gathering and a tour.
It was nuts.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome.
It was bonkers, man. I was like, and that was just our parking lot. The back side where people with vans could park. And then we filled the front of it. The place got nuts. And I did some funny things that day. Things I was shocked that I did. Let me find it in here. See, I wish I could skip through this stuff on the camera. I got to set myself up with one of those things. I ran around and told everybody I'm buying beers.
That is epic. Right to the front corner. Oh, I like that.
I'm buying beers if anybody wants to come. I literally told all 200 people,
this is a bad idea.
I'm buying.
I know this is a bad idea. I'm buying beers if you want to come.
Hey, I'm buying beers if anybody wants to come.
This is a bad idea. I'm pretty sure this is a... Yes?
Oh, hey, buddy, how are you doing?
Good to see you.
This is Rainer's dad. He's the king of cast iron. He's the big Dutch oven guy. Oh, this is bad. It was a blast. That whole gathering was a riot. So yeah, I think I'd like to do another one of those in Ontario again. It's a little bit too late in the year to be doing it back at Quails, but that's an ultimate spot. I had an absolute riot. You can use Google Meet to add a video on my live stream. Like, I don't see a setting on here right now I can add it to my live stream right now. Yeah. So yeah, like I need one of those, what do they call, like it's like an OBS thing. Like I think there's an actual program called OBS, but there's also other little ones called like StreamYard and stuff like that, which would allow me to add people to the stream or play videos on my stream or put text on my stream, put comments on my stream. I've always just live streamed straight from the YouTube app itself. Always found it just easy, but it would be really cool to do it the other way too. I should start doing that. I should learn how to do that. It'd be pretty cool. That was an epic show. It was great. Matthew says, how was the noise in the van after your ride? So yeah, I took this is somebody from my membership, so they've seen that I took the Mercedes out. I put a bed in the back of the Mercedes, by the way. Yeah, we took it out. I haven't really noticed. I mean, maybe it's quieter, but because it was raining outside, all I could hear was rocks hitting the inside of the wheel wells. So I haven't had the chance to do sound deadening on the wheel wells yet. I think I was going to do that after the floors go in, just in case they rubbed coming up, because that stuff's fairly thick. But yeah, I haven't really noticed. I think because it's been a while since I drove that thing out on the road. So someone said I missed some super chats. Grum, you missed some super chats. Relevant Traveler, are you still selling your in-house exterior ladders? How much? If you're talking about for the Ford Econoline vans, yes, we are making our own. Let me find you some pictures. We are making our own Van Toys ladders for the Ford Econoline vans, and then we'll probably move on to do the Chevys after. But right now, we just made 10 of them now, 12. They'll be coming out in steel, just like mine. But I'm not sure if we're going to keep our production ladder in steel. We might make them in aluminum to make them lighter. So we still need to do a test run on some aluminum ones to make sure that they can handle the abuse. So we made this sample one. That'll be our ladder. Looks great. I like the shape of it. It looks identical to mine. But that's an aluminum one. But this one was super light. And because we did such a light aluminum on it, just as a test one, it's very thin. So if you were to smack a tree with that, you'd bend it. So we ended up making a dozen steel ones, and then we're going to try some thicker aluminum. So the only way to get them strong enough to handle a good bang in the backcountry is to do a 1¼ inch pipe, which is way bigger than what I have. I think my pipe out there is maybe 3/4 of an inch. This one, that's a pretty hefty pipe on there, but it'll make the durability good. So if you're ever driving through, and that's the thing about having those things, if a branch gets in between it and the branch breaks, but you're probably going to damage your van. But we're hoping that it just breaks the branch and not bend your, dent your van, and at the same time bend your ladder. So we're going to try a thicker aluminum, but the steel ones will be coming probably in the next 2 weeks or so. How much? Not really sure. But I will tell you one thing. Any product that we make ourselves will be cheaper than anybody out there making ladders or bumpers or whatever. That's my goal, because I know what it's like for all of us. I know what it's like to start van life with very little money and want all these fancy things that were just way out of my price range. So I'd like to bring those prices down and make them a little bit more affordable for everybody. So as an example, if someone in the USA, some company has a ladder, and say they're selling their ladder and the average price seems to be $800 US, I would like to sell that product in Canada for 800 Canadian. You know what I mean? Same product, same kind of thing, same kind of price range, or maybe even less. So that's a huge price change difference. Or if somebody else in Canada has a product for $800, I'd like to make that product for $600, something that's absolutely like affordable for people. So it brings the entry point to making your van a bit more badass, a bit more acceptable. You know what I mean? Like, that makes sense. Like I've been through every step of this van life, from broke to being here where I am today. And I'll never lose that. I'll never lose that feeling because I've been born and raised in welfare my whole life. So that feeling of being broke is embedded into me. But I want to make that part of things a bit more affordable. You know what I mean? Like if I can produce a ladder for $600, let's go. Because I know some of the biggest competitors in the USA, like Illuminess makes a ladder. I think they sell it for 900 USD. That's like $1,200 Canadian. I'd like to make that ladder for 800 Canadian, which is like $500-600 US. Super cheap. Yeah. Anyway. I bet you Amanda and Chrome run off coffee. Amanda for sure runs off coffee. Amanda, like something I don't show you guys on camera, and I probably should. When Amanda gets to the shop, you know those carts you see at the tall stick with the little hooks on it that you see at the hospital? Amanda comes in, she strings up a dark roast, a medium roast, and a light roast. She puts them right here in the veins in there, and then she walks around with her cart all day on a freaking drip. For real. Amanda's like, yep, coffee in my veins. She literally survives on that stuff. And no, she doesn't walk around with that drip, but that I know she's Googling right now where to buy one of those for sure. Am I going to rhino coat the new van? No, it's too beautiful. Like if I was going to rhino coat the new van, I wouldn't have bought one with the premium color on it, because with Mercedes, you pay extra for the premium color. Like 10 grand extra, 7-8 grand extra, whatever the heck the thing is, but you do pay extra for the premium color. If I was going to rhino coat it, I'd have just bought the white and saved the money. Would a coffee drop be a business expense? Yep, if you're drinking coffee at the shop, it's considered business. Yeah, because you got to buy stuff for a staff room anyway, so a company would be considered a business write-off. Camo the new van. I do kind of like the idea of doing like a mixed partial wrap, but I think I might do that later on down the line. Like if I starting to feel like I'm getting bored with the van 5 years from now, 3 years from now, whatever it is, that's when you pull the ladders and stuff off of it, do a wrap, and then put the stuff back on it. Boom, you got yourself a new van with a whole new life, right? She meant coffee drip. If it's used in the workplace, I'm pretty sure you can get away with it. How much weight can my new van carry? That's a good question that I don't have an answer here for you off the top of my head. We'll have to Google that one. Anyway, it was about putting music on your YouTube videos without any problems. I'm not sure what you're asking. If you're asking about putting music in my videos on any YouTube channel, you have to purchase your music. You have to own the license to the track in order to put it in your videos. So that's why we use companies like Epidemic Sound. Links in the description. If you guys have a YouTube channel, just go to my description and there's a link down there for Epidemic Sound. Wrap it after there you go. Wrap it after it first scratches. There you go. And that's the cool part about that thing, is that we can go out, have some fun. We give it 1 or 2 or 10 or 20 or 100 scratches. Then at that point, maybe we can just, put a wrap on it. There's no scratches. You don't see it. Day one love. Stay solid, weirdo. Thanks, Donna. I appreciate that. Have you ever had a chance to DJ at music festivals like Shambhala? I was never a music festival guy for the reason that it wasn't my vibe. I prefer the club setting. It's a different world at the club. Like a club setting, like a packed club versus a packed festival, There's two different vibes going on there, completely different. And it's a different style of DJing too. When you're DJing at a festival, the DJ plays whatever the DJ wants, period. Like at a festival, they're not going out there to play music for the crowd because they're there to see the DJ for the music style the DJ plays. The DJ gets to make up his own set and play his own set. That's it. Where at a nightclub, it's not like that. So I like the hyperactive brain part of DJing at a nightclub because you always got to read the room. The room is always forever changing. As new people come into the room, the vibes change. And as a DJ, if you can feel that room out, you can ride that vibe and keep that place like on fire all night long. Keep the dance floor rotating all the time. Keep people at the bar, keep people on the dance floor, and when you find the bar starting to slow down, get them off the dance floor, get those people back on the floor. I always love that part. Club DJing is a different world than being a festival DJ. And I don't know, I prefer the concert side of it. Like we did a ton of concerts, working with a major promoter. I shouldn't call her a promoter, a major agent here in Canada. We did a ton of concerts. Overlanding Festival with DJ Chrome. James, I can't dance either, man. Don't get me wrong, I'll groove behind my DJ booth, but I can't dance either. I suck at that. Devin said, Coroplast as a wall skin, R1, durable, rot proof, and light. I'm going to use vinyl and carpet on mine. So I actually know somebody who did like a Coroplast wall. You couldn't see the grooves in it. It was actually really smooth. It was beautiful. They did their whole entire van like that on the walls, and it worked out really, really well. They actually ended up really liking it. The Great Spoon, facts. I was a club DJ for 10 years, 100%. So if you're that's the thing. I always hear people, I was a DJ. But when you've actually been a club DJ for 10 years, you know what I mean. All it takes, you could have the room on fire. That dance floor could be losing their shit. Jumping up and down, like your needle just about bouncing on the turntable. Like you just, holy crap, you guys picking up the turntable. If you're like ever spun vinyl, been in clubs where you actually had to pick the turntable up because the club was making the thing go skit, skit, skit. Like, oh shit, picking it up. And then the vibe will change like that. You get 3 douchebags that'll come in the front door. It kills the vibe. For some reason, comes in and they got this real big douchey vibe. It'll kill the club. All of a sudden, the mood starts to go a bit dark. It goes a bit whatever. You guys, a DJ, you got to know how to flip that mood around. You know what I mean? But I miss that. I miss the club bouncing so much that the needle on my turntable skim. I'm like, oh shit. I used to love those clubs. Those are awesome. Sorry, it looks like I missed some super chats here. Oh no, I got it. That was Donna's. The Great Spoon. That's cool. Yeah, I miss it. I have one functioning DJ booth, which is upstairs, and it's just janky. I just put it together. It's wires all hanging out everywhere. I'm putting my old school club setup downstairs in the shop. So I have my original turntables that I toured with for a decade downstairs in my shop. I bought them back from a friend of mine that I sold them to when I first moved into my van. And then in here, I've got a DDJ 1000 SRT beside my bed. So in case a party wants to break out, we got the party right here, baby. Yeah. This DDJ 1000 SRT is pretty cool. It does the trick. If y'all didn't know, I carry my DJ gear with me. Sometimes that DJ vibe is just still in me. The Great Spoon. The best high in the world is when a dance floor is bouncing. You got that right. Cruz, you okay, buddy? What's up, bro? What's going on? You're in a huff up there like, Dad, I'm done. I'm done with you babbling. Well, he's hungry, I think. Are you hungry? Want some food? Treats? Hold on. Hold on, Cruzy. We'll let people see you. Hold on. You want some treats? What do we got, bro? Hold on. Hold on, I can't see. Oh, guys, sorry. I'll give you a couple of these. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Oh, watch your head, bro. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm such a bad dad. Make him jump up and smack his head. There you go, pal. Dude, you get dirt all over here, buddy. Chris? You got all the crumbs? You get them all? You're so cute, buddy. Hope your head's okay, bro. I don't have any more. No more, bud. Well, guys, hold on. There you go, Cruzy. You know, this is the first time we've done a live stream in a long time where we've never crested over 1,000 people. I think we've been lucky the last handful of live streams. Like this is normal. This is right about what we normally do, is around 900 or so people. That's about average. But the last 5 live streams, there have been 2,000 people in some of them. It's been crazy to have the comments go by that fast. Wow. Mike Cohen, I've been here since before you closed out your apartment. Who are you to slam your real followers? Trying to help. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. Am I trying to slam my followers? I would never slam you guys. You guys are my posse. Are you covering what are you covering my new walls with? I haven't decided that. So there's some options now in van life that weren't options when I moved into my van, or not something that people had thought about back then. You know, there's a lot of people doing fabric on the walls, which I like the whole idea of having the different texture. I think the different texture might be kind of cool, the visually too, instead of having that smooth wall like I've been living in now, all this stuff. Having some texture might be cool. So I'm really not too sure what I'm going to do in there for walls and stuff yet. Lisa says weekends get more views. Maybe that's it. Oh, it is Monday today. You're true that. Did you get the best crowd from hip hop or EDM? Honestly, I went through so many stages when I was DJing. So many. When I first started, I was a dance music DJ. I played anything dancey. Anything. But we're talking was all kicking around 90s stuff, right, at the time. So we're talking I don't know, back in the club days. I was in the club when Crisscross I Missed the Bus came out on vinyl. No shit. Crisscross I Missed the Bus. All that kind of shit is when I was in the clubs when I started. So I used to play a lot of dance stuff, and then I started to kind of vie my way into a lot of hip hop stuff for many, many years. I played predominantly hip hop. And then I started to vibe myself back into the dance world. And then towards the later end of my club career, I was playing strictly dance music. I mean, playing a bit of everything, but my heart was in the dance music. My DJ sets were always on like the top 40 electro side of things, where things were just hypey and just loud and rip your head off. It was so good. But I always found the best crowds were the EDM crowds or the dance music crowds. The energy is more fun. I find there's less fights on those nights. You put a hip hop night, you have a different crew of people. You have a lot of like gangster style vibe in there. You got your coke dealers hanging out everywhere. And I found that it just kind of, it brought in a different crowd than your fun loving, dance music crowd. But yeah, I was across the board with all sorts of things. Am I putting heated floors in the Mercedes? Still on the fence about that one. What are your thoughts of Pauly D out of New Jersey? I have no idea. I know who Pauly D is. I have no idea. I've never really heard him spin. I just know his name from a stupid song he released once and that TV show. I think Cruz has got to go outside, guys. One sec. Hold on, guys. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Don't look at all the shakiness. I had to make my tripod smaller. Wicked. This is from Daryl. Daryl's at his shop making a bracket for me. Daryl's got a CNC plasma cutter. That's sick. That's sick, bro. Cool. He's there working late. Hold on. Cruzy's got to go outside, guys. One sec. Oh. The Great Spoon. Something about benzo. Mix a lot. Wicked. Hold on, guys. I got to let Cruzy outside. I'm going to move my computer. Where's my glasses? I'm coming, Cruzy. I'm coming. Don't judge my door seal. It's really falling off. Come on, bud. You good, bud? Anyway, you guys. So with these glasses here, I have to look at the bottom in order to see you. What's my favorite song? I don't really have a favorite song. I think clean a spot so I can sit here. I think my all-time favorite track, it's been in my arsenal of favorite tracks for a long time, is Tritonal, Now or Never. The track is beautiful. I'm looking at my thing like an old man now. Yeah, that's a great track. If you guys want to go check that one out, it's pretty cool. When did you get those new glasses? These probably 3 months ago now? 2 months? 3 months? Sorry, guys. Reading the comments with these things suck. Lauren Peace is a great song. Yeah, it is. I really like that track. Flip your screen around. Text on your sweatshirt is backwards. Okay, I'm going to turn my screen around for you guys. There you go. Is that better? All right, Kathy. Kathy, thanks for the super chat. Love my Cruz. He needs some snacks. Super sweet of you. So if anybody doesn't like the view, you can blame the person that told me to flip my camera around. That's what you're going to get. Much better, James. James says, much better. Awesome. Wicked. Did I put the ambo on Facebook Marketplace? No, I did not. If it is on Facebook Marketplace, please send me the link because I know douchebags do that all the time. They do that silly. Someone said they seen my van for sale online once. Ruth says turn it back. Man, everybody make your mind up. You want my camera one way or you want it the other way? I love that. That's funny. Oh, reading this thing with these glasses suck. You know what she meant about the camera. I know. Is that backwards? Probably is. Ain't nothing I can do about it. Because like I'm filming on my iPhone, so the only way for me to see my comments is to look at it from the screen side. Yeah, I wish they didn't do that on the iPhone, but that's how it is. Like, you know, they should have the camera, a regular camera on this side. It shouldn't be flipped. It's so silly. Amanda says, yes, it's backwards, but it's not a big deal. It's better than looking at the hinge of my door, I'm sure. Do I follow Trent the Traveler's build? Yeah. Yeah. But so if you watch Trent the Traveler's build, that's where I wish I had a team of people. Instead of it just being me, like I'm building this stage of my van by myself. I wish I had a team of people around me that we could just bang this thing out in like 5 videos. The whole thing is done. You know? Alicia says, I got my UPS mailbox. I am still stressing if it can be used for ICBC. Just go try it. What's the worst that can happen? Like, don't tell them that you're living in a van. Just say, no, that's my address. I have my mailbox, which I'm probably going to cancel because I don't need it anymore. But I had my mailbox through Robson Print and Ship in Vancouver. And yes, you can put that one on your driver's license. You just write it as an apartment address. And I did that at Robson Print and Ship. It still is now. I'm probably going to cancel, but that has been my address for 7 years. And there's probably 4 or 5 van dwellers that use that address. Robson Print and Ship, they're really good dudes. Hold on, I'll go check on Cruzy. 1 second, guys. Hey, what are you doing up there? Don't jump down from there, bro. Bro, come around. I see you trying to look to jump down. Don't go this way. Don't jump, you freaking crazy dog. Hold on, I got you, buddy. You're seriously gonna jump. That's all we need is a broken leg on the live stream, bro. Crazy, come on. Come on. Come on, let's go home. Let's go home. Come on, let's go home. Nope, not the shop. Let's go home. Look, Chris he's like, no, Dad, we're going to go. Come on. Cruzy, we're not going into the shop. No, bro. Come on. Let's go home. Cruzy. Let's go home. What's wrong with the van? You want to go show everybody what we've been working on? Should we go show them? All right, you guys didn't see this. Oh, I didn't even know the own code. Give everybody a sneak peek, and then we're gonna go back home. This is what we're working on at the shop. Putting a lift kit in a Class B Chinook. We just took all of that stuff out of there today, and we got the front of it raised. Tomorrow, we're doing the back. And Cruzy, come on. We're not going up there. No, we're going home. This is not where we're sleeping. Come on, let's go home. This guy loves the shop. Hey, outside, bro. Why do you like it in here so much? Come on, outside. It's like herding cattle. Come on, Piggy, outside. Oh. Sorry, guys, a sec. Oh. Come on, inside. Let's go home. Please don't walk through the mud. Don't through the mud. Walk around the puddle. This way. Come on, Cruz. Come on, up. Let's go. Turn around. Up. Pause up. Atta boy. Here's how we do it. Cup the balls. Up. That's it. Sorry, bro. I'm sorry, buddy. Okay, guys. Give me a sec. I'm coming. Oh, a little close for comfort. Where's my glasses? Oh, now I can see. That's way better. Daryl. Wicked. Sorry, guys. Daryl's just making some brackets. Just sent me some pictures of the final bracket. He hasn't welded it yet, but the brackets are done. Chrome, are you going to go to Dawson City this year? I kind of would like to. So my travel season is going to be split because I chose recently to go to Ontario in September to get my van built. Means that we might go on a short trip in May, somewhere around there. If the snow's gone up that way, maybe we'll head up to the Yukon. We'll see how this thing's running because we'll be taking this van. And maybe we'll go head on up to the Yukon for a little bit for maybe like a short trip. We'll do 4 weeks. We'll catch the ferry from here. We'll go into Prince Rupert. I met some people in Prince Rupert that have a guided fishing company. They're also the head of Tourism Prince Rupert that invited me to go out with them. So maybe we'll go that way, hit Prince Rupert, go out with them, and then slowly make our way up, go up to Dawson City right at the very kickoff. Like maybe we'll get up there like end of May, come back here, be here for June, July, part of August, leave here mid-August and head to Ontario, drop the van off, grab the Karma camper van, travel for all of September. Is that right? Something like that. I just want to avoid the really, really hot, humid months in the East Coast. Just want to avoid that for the dog. So we're not sure about that timeline on that side. Maybe we head out there mid-August and then go start traveling last week of August. I don't know. If you guys are on the East Coast of Canada, let me know when the humidity calms down out there. I know September is a pretty good time in Ontario. I've been there in Ontario. It's pretty good. So I think I missed some super chats. Kathy Fowler, I'm handicapped and I love seeing different areas. I love your Cruzy because I cannot have a pet. Aw, I'm glad you find some excitement in my channel. I love that. Joel H, thank you so much for the super chat. That was super rad of you. Thank you. Kathy Fowler, love my Cruzy. He needs some snacks. Thank you for that. Cruzy, people giving you snacks, bro. Super rad. When is the driveway getting some concrete? So what happened here was weather turned really bad, and when the weather was good, they should have been here working, and then they didn't until like 2 days before the weather turned to garbage. Then it snowed and it wrecked everything. And then we had a lift kit booked in here at the shop, so they gave me a temporary driveway for now. And as soon as that lift kit is out of here, they're going to finish the driveway. So I'm hoping within the next couple of weeks or a month, we should have a nice concrete pad out here. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. It's been a really long day. We've been working inside the shop here all day. I've got an early morning at the shop here tomorrow. There won't be a video on my channel tomorrow, but if we can get out of the shop, tomorrow should only be a half a day in the shop, I think. I think we should be able to wrap that project up tomorrow, hopefully midday. If we can get out of here midday, I'm going to get into that Sprinter van. We're going to bring a battery with us. We're going to turn that place into a little bit of a mini home, and then we'll go out and make a video. If we do that tomorrow night, there will be a video for the next day because I will film it. If tomorrow ends up being a big day for me, I probably won't get a chance to film anything for this channel. So, yeah. Hopefully, not tomorrow, the next day, there'll be another video, and then things will be back to normal. We just got caught up with a lot of work around here, and I didn't get the chance to film any of my stuff. It's just been finish work, go to bed, get up, go back to work, and that doesn't make for great content. So anyway, y'all, appreciate all the love. Thank you to everybody who gave us super chat today. And Amanda, can you do me a favor, please, like you need any more work? Can we maybe make this a habit? This should be a meeting that we have at the shop, but we're going to do that meeting here. Amanda, please come to my office. We need to talk. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Carter put a couple of doggy doors in the shop. I love that idea, but then Cruz would just run into the shop and he'd just get back here. Nope. Whoop. Into the shop he'd go. He'd have an escape hatch to go into the shop. He doesn't even need an escape hatch to go out. But that's funny. It's a good idea, though, actually. It's super sweet. Yeah, Amanda, sit down. You got to come to my office right now. We need to talk. So, Amanda, you've been around my company now for a little while. And I think it's time that we give you more work without more pay. So here's what we're going to do. Maybe because you're so active in my live streams, maybe we can make a habit of you maybe writing down some of the really great questions that I missed in my live streams, and like stuff you think might be video worthy, not Q&A worthy, maybe Q&A worthy. But you know what I mean? Just write down some of these really good ones that I missed, because I know I missed a shitload and I feel so bad sometimes, but you know, it's a lot. But maybe write down some of the good ones that might inspire me to make a video about a subject or a Q&A sort of situation. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Amanda's like, sure, I can do that, no problem. I'm glad you agreed to more work with no extra pay. That's a promotion. We'll give you a job title. We'll go senior comment advisor. So that's an SCA. Now you can put comment SCA on your business card now. Senior comment advisor, senior something. Right? Hey, cool. You got a we'll get you certified too. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. Thanks for watching today's video. I really appreciate you guys coming by. And thank you for the super chats. Top of my screen says we made $281.08 Canadian. And I really always appreciate that, guys. I've been shoving that into my van build fund. So I really appreciate it. All right, guys. Love you. Have a good night.